Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Hope you all had a great Christmas as well. At the toy box today, it's been a busy couple of weeks. I probably have a couple updates here I can share with you actually. Well, first off, see that guy in the background? You'll notice something missing if you've watched my videos in the past. It's missing from the toy box. Can you see what it is? Probably not. It doesn't make an appearance too often, but the TRX is missing. The boys and the family and I went to Vegas a couple weeks back, and during that time I had scheduled the TRX's first in 3 years that we've had it, almost 3 years, oil change. The truck gets driven for trips to Home Depot. It's a business truck, so use it for Home Depot trips, taking the Halloween props to and from here to my house, things like that. So it only has like 4,400 miles on it in 3 years. Very little. We hadn't had a chance to really bring it in for an oil change, and B, didn't really need it. I know they say it's like 10,000 miles. I'm also getting sick. This is the best I've felt in the last 5 days, but it's like 10,000 miles the first year, whichever comes first. We went with the miles because of how much it sat, not being used. Anyway, brought it in to the local Ram dealership. They called me up like a day later saying that they found metal shavings in the oil pan, and they claim that the motor and the supercharger are both shot, needing replacement, which really sucks. Look at this wood. It's working like crazy. Nice. Anyway, so they need to replace the motor and supercharger. You guys all know us. Once something like that, or something that big happens like that, it's time to trade her in. We have a last call Ram TRX coming into another dealership, probably, today's the first, coming in probably like another 2 weeks or so. It's a different color. It's the color of the old Challenger, if you remember that. It's kind of like that granite crystal metallic, I think it's called, that dark gray. So that's coming in, has our name on it. Once the silver one, the 2021, is repaired, the new dealership will get that one, we'll get the new one, and we'll call that good. So in the meantime, I got this loaner to drive around for the next month or two, which is nice because I'm not putting the wear and tear on my Hummer, but also like I really wanted to drive this winter because it's cold and it's a new car, it's fun. I'd rather put the wear and tear on another vehicle if I have an opportunity. So I was hoping to come here today and wash this up because this thing is just trashed. She's dirty. But I think if I end up doing that, it's going to put me down for the count. Like I said, I've been sick since like Thursday. Really hit me Friday night. I took like 2,000 steps between Friday afternoon after work, after I'll do all the year-end stuff, and this morning. So I've just been bedridden and kicking my own ass. It really sucks. Other updates around the toy box. So you'll notice this TV in this location is new, kind of new. We simply relocated it. Got a bunch of crap in here that paused and do a bunch of stuff. And in the background, what is that? I may have explained in a previous video. We throw some pretty decent parties here. So we got tables and stuff like that. We throw some pretty decent parties here, and one of those parties is a Super Bowl party. So I actually found a source that specializes in what's called a video wall. It's kind of like a big jumbotron that you see at big stadiums and stuff like that. Sometimes, just in Vegas, sometimes hotels will have like displays up, these giant screens, or dealerships will have like advertisements playing. That's what we're getting here. So the boys and I came here with Pa last week. Oh, nice. They got the outlets in there. Sweet. We came here last week and got this thing all set. Easier said than done. Having to get all these measurements done and hoist this thing up. That's roughly minus 2 inches around the perimeter. That's roughly the size of the screen that is going to be up there. And I'll do more on this once it gets more complete. But there's kind of like TVs and audio theater groups out there. There's a good, better, best. We did go with the best quality grade. So you're gonna be able to stand like 25 feet, more than that, but even this far away, and you won't be able to see the pixels. No matter like really how close you get. Maybe when I'm like right below it, I look up, I might be able to see some pixels, but think of it as like a giant monitor. So that's what's going to be going right there. That's pretty cool. Other updates, traded the wife's Wagoneer. There's nothing wrong with it. It was 2 years old, needed tires, needed tabs. That's usually around the time where I'm like, it had about 25,000 miles on it, so still a lot of life left. But if I'm going to put $4,000 worth of tires, $1,000 into tabs, saying, okay, there's $5,000 right there. Might as well put a little bit extra and get a brand new car. And the 2022s were like the most undesirable ones, probably because the very next year they came out with the Huracan. I think it's called Hurricane, twin turbo 6-cylinder. I think it has more power. It feels like it has more power. But anyway, that got traded in, so I'll do a video on that here sometime. Anyway, so I do want to get a video up for you guys. It's been a couple weeks. It's just been hectic, so I thought today would be a good day now that I'm starting to feel a little bit better. And this guy has been requested a few times and it needs to be washed, so I thought we would start with that. I forgot. Before I do that, I need to pressure wash my kid's sheets. She threw up in them yesterday and didn't want to scoop them out, so I thought I would just pressure wash them here, then throw them in the washer machine. Yuck. All right, we'll do that, and then we'll do it. Got that nasty chore done. Already tired. Let's get this guy going. Looks like it's got new tabs that need to be put on also. This is just one of those cars that just is timeless. I think wish probably let me go darker on the windows, but he doesn't have the prescription like I do. He's afraid of getting pulled over. That'll make this car look so much nicer. This thing is just gorgeous inside and out. I love all the carbon fiber accents. I want to do something similar like this on the, what is that? That's why we clear wrap our cars. Look at that, it's coming right off. Someone's heels hit that. But I want to do something similar like this on the M4, little carbon fiber accents. No gloss black. But this thing hasn't been cleaned in a while. What is that? Oh, the cobwebs on here. This glass looks disgusting. Gross. This thing is definitely in need of a wash. A few people have requested this guy on the channel here recently. I want to get some of this stuff broken down as much as I could. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-foam this car. You know, it'll help break down all of this crap. You can see that film on there. There's just stuff all over the paint. It'll help break that down while I clean the wheels. And then I'll just give it a standard wash. And then we'll coat it, and this one will be good. It's pretty clean on the inside. She's just nasty on the outside. The whole thing is clear wrapped though, so she's protected. The inside stays nice and clean. Look at that gorgeous interior. That exposed carbon, so sharp. And as usual, boom, that's better. This is probably one of the easier cars to detail in the stable too. Even things like the wheels, you know, these are very simple to clean. You probably saw in the video, all I needed was one little brush. I didn't have to go in, you know, deep with some weird crevice tool or a mitt to get in small areas. Unlike the M4 that's got a million spokes that are pencil thin. I don't know what the designers think when they put those things together, because they are pain to clean, but these wheels cleaned up really easily. The whole car actually cleaned up really well. I think it's been a while since it's received its last bath, because some of the stuff is kind of caked down. I did find a few areas that the clear wrap needs to be replaced. See that little piece of dirt? There's a bubble right there, as well as, what was it? Yeah, right here. It's not a scuff. That's a crease in the film because they go on the body lines. If the adhesive is not proper, or maybe there's the prep or the installation of the film, whatever it is, sometimes it can peel and then dirt and debris get in there. And it's very, very visible, as you can see, on white cars. So thankfully there's a warranty. They just replace that piece. Sometimes they cut it out and it kind of goes away, but I'll have to get that figured out hopefully in the springtime. So I know that was quick, but what you guys saw or see is a 2018 Aston Martin Vanquish S. This is the last year built for the Vanquish. Although I did hear that they might be making a comeback here in the next year or two. We had a 2016, a black one that was swirled to hell, that we traded in on this from a dealership in Washington. So we've had this car for almost 6 years and it's been pretty dang bulletproof. I mean, it hasn't gotten a whole lot of use, but just put the float charger on it, pick up the tires once in a while, clean it, drive it, put fresh gas in it. Works pretty good. It's one of those cars that will look good, you know, in 20 years from now too. I do like that Aston Martin went away with the smaller grille, although that was big when it came out. But the new ones, you saw my Vantage, you know, it's a massive grille. I think that's a much more aggressive looking front end. Nothing wrong with this. Looks a little bit like a, I don't know, like a little beetle or something, like with the antennae and the eyes and the mouth. But it would be kind of slick with a wing on it too. It's a very good looking car, one of the best in the stable, I think. The two-tone interior. Red's not my first choice, but it looks really sharp on white, especially in the Aston Martin. But alright guys, I know that was a quick one. Still not feeling the greatest. That kind of wiped me out actually. It only took me a little over an hour and a half to do that. It was needed, and now it's good for the season. I did not coat it with anything but the CS3. I didn't do the graphene ceramic spray coat. I just don't have the energy today. But I'll come back and do it sometime. And then I'll talk with Solar Shield about getting that clear wrap figured out. Maybe I'll get this thing in for service. It's a good looking car. Alright guys, well I do hope you had a good Christmas and a great New Year. As always, appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.